Zach, my guy, after reading this, and this is something kind of building over time, it's not like this just came out of left field here, but my guy for breakout, and this by breakout, I mean, hey, the guy that no one really saw coming. Opponents, they know about Cortland Sutton. They know about Tim Patrick. They even know about Jerry Jeudy, if for no other reason, Zach, than his first-round pedigree, former Alabama guy. The guy that's going to surprise people is Albert O. That's my thought, and I think he's going to have a big year with Russ. But what say you?
I'm 100% with you on Alberto. He's been the most unheralded Broncos starter to get the least praise and the most disrespect as far as I'm concerned this offseason. He was written off by all of Broncos country, especially after the Dulcich pick, but that's the guy that's going to lead the tight end room, and that's a guy who can put up a lot of yards and make a lot of plays with a quarterback like Russ. In terms of, breaking down the stats and the analytics, I'm sure Russell Wilson threw to tight ends. What quarterback doesn't throw to tight ends? They're the safety blanket for a reason, but maybe I'm wrong. He just preferred in Seattle to throw to his receivers that he's had over the years. He had more chemistry going down the field and looking for a player like that versus going down the seam. But he did have Jimmy Graham. He's had some talented tight ends in Seattle. So it's encouraging that if he even looks that way, the top two that he's looking for are Alberto and Dulcich, two playmakers.
Not to bog our conversation down too much with statistics and all that stuff, but a few things I want to throw out here. On average, all right, here's the takeaway from this statistical deep dive from, again, this playerprofiler.com. Quote, on average, Russell Wilson's top tight end earns a 15.5% target share. Okay, so that's relative to all the targets going around to receivers, backs, tight ends. The number one tight end, traditionally under Wilson throughout his 10-year career, receives 15.5% target share. That includes, they say, a career outlier of 18.9% target share for Jacob Hollister way back in 2019. And then they go through a graph to visualize Wilson's target share distribution, which we don't really need to get bogged down into. But the takeaway here, Zach, is that there are metrics out there that imply that Russ doesn't prove anything per se, but imply that Russ is reticent to use the middle of the field as if that's the only place that a tight end can catch the ball. But if you look at where his passes go, if you look at his targets, tight end, that number one guy, is getting 15.5% of his looks each and every year. Now, you take that as kind of an outline and you lay it over what the Broncos have, and that means good things for Alberto. I think Alberto with that 4.49 speed and just, if you compare, if you think back in your mind's eye to how Noah Fant performed last year versus Alberto, they both were running those shallow routes that Pat Shurmur liked. He wanted the tight ends to run a shallow route, catch, hopefully make a man miss, and then maybe pick up some stuff. In fact, after Noah got traded, he complained about that in the Denver press on 104.3 The Fan. Well, the two couldn't have been more different because they were both running the same type of routes, except when Noah Fant would get the ball, catch, tackle, fall down, Alberto would catch the ball short, Zach. He'd make a man miss, or he'd use his power and size to bowl someone over. I mean, there are more highlights of Alberto leaping over defenders than there are Noah Fant catching touchdowns last year.